It's time for What's Sunday, pre-market pulse scan, where we look at this week's markets and how our head trader Dex is going to play it. Hey, folks. I'm over here typing, and I see that our intro video is done. How's it going, Dex?
It's going very well. How is it going with you, my main man?
It's going really good, man. I'm excited about this week. Got some cool things that we're going to be doing. It's going to be fun. And Bitcoin hit 11,000 over the weekend, which is amazing.
Isn't it?
It actually had, let's see, got to find my mouse here. High of the day today was 11,284 on Coinbase. So really, really nice things happening. So very excited.
Go pulse waves.
Go pulse waves, man. Yeah, we were on our Friday webinar. We pointed out something interesting. We were looking at a sheet from a pulse wave price trigger sheet from the end of March, and it had a price trigger at around 4,000. And the cool thing with that was, sometimes. All right, cool. My wife says our audio's working, so that's good.
Great.
So sometimes a price trigger will seem, and I'll say this, having done this for a while with you, a price trigger will seem like, it's a little ways from where you are, and you feel a little bit like,
right.
I wish I was getting in right now if it's gonna pulse wave, right? I got to wait for it to hit that price, and it gave me perspective on that, because it was like, man, if you had got in at 4,000 and been riding the pulse waves, and you're out on the pullbacks and you're back in when it's pulse waving again, holy cow, the profits you would have made, even if you just had one Bitcoin. Can you imagine if you joined the service and just were trading with one Bitcoin since then, following the pulse wave price triggers all the way up to 11,000? I mean,
exactly.
That's just insane.
Think of how much you could have benefited. It's just amazing. There's no way to put a real number on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I'll put a number on it. About $7,000.
There it is, folks. He was able to put a number on it for you.
Put a number on that. Well, actually,
he just did. He just did.
We got some cool stuff going on here, though. So my computer's freaking out a little bit. My computer's been a lot of fun today since me and Dex got on our call. So it's around 11,000 right now. It's peaked over just a few seconds ago, hit 11K exactly. And Dex, we notice it's peaking right through this cloud that seemed so huge when we were coming close to it down around these weeks. It seemed like such a monstrous thing.
And it did what I thought it was threatening to do, which was cut through it like a hot knife through butter.
It's incredible.
Not even looking back, just cutting through it.
So you consider this a strong move through it then, even though the
absolutely.
Even though the candle body is still inside.
Yeah, it's going to pull back. It's going to pull back into the cloud. You just have to, because the trend lines aren't out of the cloud yet. Here. Yeah, your trend lines have to come out of the cloud.
Oh, so you're looking.
It's not just price.
You're looking for the trend line, the indicators.
Yeah, man.
You're talking about these kind of trend lines, these little.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because when you say trend line, sometimes I think you're talking about like a trend line.
Your trend line supports need to be above the cloud along with the price.
Interesting.
Action.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah, something you are not seeing yet.
Yeah. But I remember we were also concerned because one strong possibility when we were down here was that it was just going to ride, kind of like XRP has been doing, just ride the border there and not poke into the cloud even. It could have gotten stuck down there. It could have been whipsawing up and down. But there seems to be some great strength. So this is very, very cool. All right, my man. So it's the pre-market pulse scan where we look at what's coming up this week, and we especially focus on your pulse picks and things that you're interested in. So before we get to that, of course, we always want to say hello to some people who are here. So that's Christy is in our room, just in time for the broadcast. Good to see you. And then, of course, our most terrifying viewer, Jeffrey Dahmer, 1973, is wishing us a happy Sunday, which there's something sort of blood chilling. It just gives you that cold feeling inside when Jeffrey Dahmer looks you in the eye and says,
Oh
"Happy
no.
Sunday." Be Good's here. What are these pizzas? Party hats. I actually had a party today. My daughter's 6th birthday party. We went to this place where they have the little kids make pizzas and stuff, which for those of you who are new parents, I'm old hat. This is my youngest child. I have a teenager. You never eat the food that the kids make at the birthday party. You don't know. You don't know what's on their hands. Come on, folks.
Especially with an easy bake
These
oven.
are little kids, man. Now this is like a real kitchen with stainless steel appliances and stuff, and they sit all the kids down and give them they give them all kinds of sorry, I was told to turn you down a little. Give you all kinds of they give them all little rolling pins and everything and all these little things. And the lady who was running it, I'm confident she'll never see this, so I wouldn't hurt her feelings. But it's a big world out there. The funny thing was, it was a kid's birthday party, and you expect them to be like, "Oh, okay, kids," and be like a little clowny and have a lot of charisma. This lady thought she was like proctoring the SATs or something. She was like, "These are like 6. These kids are like between 4 and 6 years old." She was like, "Okay, children, we're going to spend 5 minutes. I want you to roll the dough. I don't want you to roll it too thinly, though, because then you'll have holes." And I'm looking at her, and I'm like, "Is this really happening?" And the kids are just like glazing over and throwing powder all over each other. So it was weird. She had no charisma whatsoever. All right, cool. So we're looking at BTC. This is a good question from Mr. Be Good. What do you think is next for BTC? So you're cautioning there's obviously this is a very powerful move. There's always a potential for a pullback like you had over here with this red candle. What's your gut on this?
It's going to pull back.
It's going to pull back.
It's going to pull back.
In like what time frame? Like briefly. I know there's a possibility we could ride these stairs down. What are you thinking?
Well, it's not really what I'm thinking per se. It's more of what is the market telling us?
What's the market telling us? What are the pulse waves telling us?
See, that's where you really need to go. You got to ask yourself that question. What is the market telling us? Where are we about to go?
Yeah.
Could I sound any cornier?
No, tell us, Dex.
All right, so here we go. I would first of all like to submit Exhibit A. Exhibit A is the pulse wave price triggers for trading on Sunday night, Monday morning.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you see here? Is that not a crash alert for Bitcoin?
Is this on the daily or the weekly?
Daily.
Oh, I didn't know. I had it up, but I wasn't looking at Bitcoin. Wow. Okay. Wow.
There's the rub.
So be careful.
You have
all right.
to take a look at that. Now, this should be what? The second? This should be the second crash alert in a row, I believe. And we have not pulled back.
Mm.
Not once, not an inch, not even pretending to correct.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see stuff like that happen, you have no choice but to make sure those stops are tightened. You got to tighten them up. And then from there, the next step would be to monitor the position as close as possible. Excuse me. Because these things move fast and furious. They really do. Bitcoin has been known to be very gangster at times, where it pulls back without warning or notice. There's no news. It just does what it does. So I'm just encouraging everybody out there to be careful, to be cautious, and don't be too over anxious to do anything. All right. If you get stopped out, wait for the next signal before you get back into that market, because you just don't know, what's going on at that moment. So let the market have some time to decide what it is it wants to do, and then take it from there. Bitcoin, like I said, can be very, very, very volatile.
Yeah. And of course, what tool do we use, Dex, to set our stop losses if you're in this trade right now?
Oh man, that would be your pulse out
Oh,
price
oh, I didn't know
or
you were going to
PO.
unveil the new name right on. Yes, that's cool. I was going for 2 bar Charlie, but yes, we're renaming it a pulse out price. So it's a little cheesy, but you'll see it works really well in sentences. So it's very useful. But yeah, so don't forget we have 2
Oh,
bar Charlie, and that's your way. That's our proprietary way. We only teach that to our members on setting a stop loss. So the cool thing is none of our members have to sit around and wait for Dex to announce a stop loss, even though we do give those. We have what's called our initial stop that comes out on the pulse wave price triggers. Once you're in a trade and the trade is profitable, you need to learn how to use an effective stop loss. And I should say how to choose an effective stop loss price, which we are going to be calling on our new website our POP, our pulse out price. So use that 2 bar Charlie to get that price. Paula has pointed something out. No crash alert on the advanced dailies.
yeah. I was just about to say I need to apologize. I was looking at the wrong security. There is no crash alert for trading Sunday night, Monday
Oh, cool.
morning in the
Oh,
Bitcoin.
good. Thank you,
However,
Paula.
that's either Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin Future. So I misspoke. That doesn't mean you don't monitor the trade and tighten up those
Yep.
stops. Try to lock
Look at
as
what you
much
did to
profit as
them. Be good
possible.
is going, where are you seeing this crash alert? Look
I
what you
know,
did to
I
them,
know.
Dex.
My bad.
We
My
got it.
bad. So with that being said, I will tell you right off the rip where the crash alerts are coming in at. Are you ready?
First, I
Here
want to
we
thank
go.
John Andrews. We got our first super chat, bro. Thank you, John.
Did
Yeah.
we now?
I barely knew what these super chats were a few days ago. I don't know if Kung Fu enabled them or something, but thank you, John. So it's
All right, hold on for a second. I need to do something myself. Just give me a second because I confused myself. Just give me a moment. I need a moment. Hold on a second.
I'm going to let people know that Dex was confused. Dex
Yeah,
made the
Dex was
rare mistake.
confused. Dex needs a moment. Yeah, there are some things that have changed temporarily. So just bear with me.
No problem, Dex.
Just a quick second while I get it together.
I got to open my
Uh,
sound effects app while you do this. This is why I
yeah,
got
do
this for
that.
just such moments where you or V put me on hold and I'm just sitting here staring at people.
Yeah, I think we're down to, yeah, we've had to make some minor adjustments on the crypto sheet. We're working on data, resolving some data
Mm-hmm.
conflicts. So we only have now numbers like 1 through 68, I think. Let me just double check. I'm double checking it as I'm talking to you. Let's see here. Okay, yep, numbers 1 through 69. So 1 through 69.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so while I'm thinking about it, let me redo it right now. Let's take this out. Just bear with me a second. Very important that I do this because if not, it's very easy to get misled, and that I'll read. That's why I've been reading the wrong thing. All right, so 1 through 68. Here we go. Let's see. Yeah, and then once we get back in stride here with our data, we'll be able to add back some more cryptos on here. But right now we just have 68. We did have 80
A
something.
mere 68.
I know, right?
How are we supposed to trade, Dex?
I know. We don't have anything to trade. There's only 68. I know. I so sorry.
This room is stupid.
I know, right?
Well, while you're doing that, we got another super chat. He one-upped.
Go for it.
Lon one-upped John Andrews. Are you gonna let him do that? Let's bid them up. Let's get an extra $100 off of this.
Wow.
I'm kidding, guys. Thank you, Lon. I'm playing a slow jam loop in the
That'll
background.
work. I'm almost done.
Oh, I'm being asked to bust a flow over that. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe I'm supposed to rap. Either
Yeah, you
way, it's
supposed to
not going
spit
to
some
happen.
bars, man.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
You don't have no skills?
When it comes to rapping, no.
I hung my mic up a long time ago.
That's sad. I'm sorry to hear that.
Nah, I actually, you'll be happy to hear that had I not hung my mic up, we would not be doing this live thing right now. I actually hung the mic up for this pursuit.
Nice.
Yeah, right. See what happens? Choices, man, choices. All right, so
IT wants to know when, with another super chat. We really don't need to do these super chats, but thank you, folks. When is BTC crashing? So we're gonna wait on the pulse waves for that. So we don't have any crashes yet for this week on the weekly or the daily, correct?
nope, it
Dex?
crashes when it crashes.
Yeah, it crashes when it crashes. Plus, in terms of, and of course, the price action always confirms where it's going. It's fluctuating quite a bit right now. It's down a couple $100 since we got on the air.
Did I not say that?
Yeah, you did say that, but
Said since we've been on the air. All right, you guys heard that, right?
yeah, we've only been on the air
Since
15
we've been on the
minutes.
air, which has only been a few minutes, we're already starting to see some movement. Now, I will tell you this though: on the futures,
Mm-hmm.
the futures is up. It gapped up. It's up almost $1,000
Oh,
right.
it's opened. Okay.
Futures are up $950 right now, trading at 10,915.
Yeah, here's the BTC futures. We're expecting. It was obvious it was going to gap up. My goodness. Yeah, look at that gap.
And what do we say about gaps
They get
and
filled.
pointers?
They get filled.
That's where we're headed, folks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
close on Friday was 10,000.
I'm rerunning my sheet. Just remember what I just finished saying live on the air. Just look at 1 through 68. Don't go any further than 1 through 68 because if you do, those are not going to be updated. And the new sheet will not even have those on there, so you won't have to worry about being confused. It was something I failed to catch. So you still got all the correct data. You just have some of the
So there's going to be a new sheet tonight for the cryptos?
obsolete stuff. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and just correct that only because, if I get confused, other people may get confused too.
Okay.
And I don't like confusing people.
Is the current sheet right on 1 through 69?
1 through 68. Yeah, it's
1
right.
through
The
68.
price
Okay.
triggers and everything, the analysis, everything is correct.
All right, cool. I'm just going to let people in the room know.
Beyond 68, once you get to 69, that's when it's not.
Gotcha.
That's old data, so I'm just taking it out.
Okay, cool. All right. So, what are we looking at tonight?
Yep, let me tell you. All right, let's see here. Let's start. I'm going to give you the real crash alerts for the sheet. The real crash alert is nulls, NULS, waves, poly, PO, fun, lend, and Ncash. Those all have crash alerts for Sunday night into Monday. Those are your crash alerts. Waves is sitting on the fence. It has both a rally and a crash alert. When you get those double signals like that, sometimes what you see is the market may run and test the resistance and or run and test support in the same session, or it may try to rally or crash first and then reverse. So it looks like it's going to do something, then it doesn't, then reverses and moves the opposite direction. So this one you're going to have to really watch if you're looking to trade waves. You're going to want to go ahead and watch that one. As far as rally alerts here, since we're talking about cryptos, everything else has a rally alert just about. We got rally alerts for quite a few, so make sure you look at that sheet carefully, and I will be uploading a new one for you since I failed to clean that up after we had the data issue. Right. So I'll go ahead and make sure everyone has.
Yeah, I just sent a message to the room so they know that's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. Just give me a few moments and you'll have it. Yeah, so I just wanted to point that out as far as where the real crash alerts were for this week. Okay, now, cool. What I'm watching this week is the same things I watch every week. I watch the U.S. stock indexes, I watch bonds, I watch the precious metals, and I watch the Bitcoin. That's what we watch because we need to know, what time it is. Mm-hmm. Now, in this situation, not a whole lot of new jawboning this weekend. So I'm gonna still just follow, the pulse waves on this one. I think Bitcoin has not. It's not tired yet. It's
Mm.
not ready to pull back yet. It's not ready to pull back until it does. So use your POP so you can know where those intraday price inflection points are, where you don't want to be long anymore.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So definitely watching that. That one's still, the market's still bullish. So the system's bullish. Watching gold also, because gold looks strong here as well. Um, one other thing here, give me just a second. I'll pull it up for you right now. All right. So since we're talking about gold here, gold is still in a well-defined bull market. So I like gold here. I want to see if it can continue its run. So far, it is. So far, it looks really powerful here on the nighttime open for Sunday night. It's already
What's a
pulse
ticker we
waving.
could look at?
Anyone doesn't matter. GC for futures.
Oh, there's a GC.
Uh,
Yeah.
that's the only thing that's trading right now. But
Yeah.
yeah, GC for
Oh,
futures.
yeah. Looks nice.
Yeah, yeah. So you see that pointer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm expecting gold to just run right here, just continue to run. As far as silver is concerned, looking at silver, silver is doing the same thing. Silver does have a small overhead resistance area. So look at your T-res for silver if you're trading silver futures. Look at the T-res on that. Unfortunately, T-res does have a crash alert for Sunday night, Monday morning. So for some odd reason, silver is weaker.
What's that ticker?
Uh,
T-res. How do you spell it?
no, that's not a ticker. That's on the sheet.
Oh,
T-res.
the I know what you're talking about.
Look at your T-res. There you go.
My bad.
There you go.
I thought you were talking
Um,
about a ticker.
nah. Silver's ticker is SI for silver.
SI.
SI. It has a crash alert. The Dow futures has a crash alert going into tomorrow, along with the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100. All right, and the Russell. So the stock indexes have a crash alert for Sunday night into Monday trading. Crude oil. This is funny, even though we've had contract rollover in these futures also,
Mm-hmm.
but regardless of that, we're still in a bear market in your crude oil, and according to the system, the bear market is still well defined. We have not entered in a correction mode yet, even though prices have bounced, pretty decent off of the bear market lows.
Mm-hmm.
We're locked in with bullish momentum, but we have not changed trend yet. Still in a bear market. This is right now considered a dead cat bounce.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even a bear market rally yet because we haven't entered into correction mode. Once we enter into correction mode, then I can say we're in an official bear market rally, and you don't know when it's going to stop. But right now, it's just a dead cat bounce, and it could resume the downtrend at any moment. And that's literally at any moment. Without notice, without warning, it could enter into the bear market cycle again. And this would just be a big move for the next leg down. So it could be a major, major sell off. I think it's only high because of the war rhetoric right now.
Hold on.
If you remove war rhetoric, it would still be falling.
We got to stop here. The one and only Arab princess is in the house and said that we're doing a great job.
Oh, right. That's fine, baby, right there.
Thank you, Mrs. Dex. Appreciate the encouragement.
That's wifey right there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Fine, baby. Yeah. So that's why the oil is up. Once the war rhetoric goes away, that price will drop like a stone, and you don't want to be caught long in that market when that drop comes. So I just want to throw that out there. Okay, so moving along, we talked about Bitcoin, we talked about precious metals, we talked about the U.S. stock indexes. The last thing to talk about now is bonds. Okay, so I like to use the TLT, the bond ETF. Right now, the bond ETF has a crash alert for Monday trading to start the week off. We are in a well-defined bull market. So we'll take a look at this crash alert. We'll take that seriously. The market did pull back on Friday. So we'll see if further declines are on hand. That being said, I'm taking a look at the inverse ETF for the bonds, ticker TBT, and that one has a nice swing trade rally alert for Monday. It is in a well-defined bear market, as all inverse ETFs are. They pretty much stay there and only rise when there's a pullback in the major underlying index.
Mm-hmm.
So in this situation, looks like TBT may try to take off. So we'll watch it and see how it behaves. I'm not so moved by the initial entry point as I am the T-Res.
Okay.
The T-Res tells the true story in this particular scenario. So I'm watching both though. It doesn't move all that much to TBT, but still, it's something to take a note of to see where we're going to go here. I think the TLT is going to continue to take off. Even if it does pull back first, I think it's still going to take off because as the stock market declines, the bonds are supposed to rally. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm still favoring that one for right now.
Okay, cool. All right, you want to take a couple questions or anything else you want to look at?
Nope, that's it.
All right, cool. Let me get some. There's a couple questions here. Let me go back. Our scariest of all wants to look at the dollar. So is this what chart do we use? Is it just
It depends on your platform. It could be a dollar sign DXY or just DXY.
I think I have the DXY.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is. There it is, U.S. dollar currency index.
All right, U.S. dollar currency index. That's the daily and the weekly you got up?
Yeah, the weekly on the right, daily on the left.
Good grief. Look at those parabolic bars.
Yeah.
And look at the hyper parabolic bar on the weekly.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's right now the bears have control of that market. So I guess for
now it's in the Kumo cloud.
We're going to see prices continue to decline. We're threatening to drop into the 95 handle. 95 is kind of like the floor for the Trump White House for their whole what's the word I'm looking for? This whole trade thing.
Mm-hmm.
So this whole battle. So 95, if that support doesn't hold, then the dollar is considered then in yellow. We got to start watching it because now you're in DEFCON 5.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to see that dollar really drop below 95.
Mm.
He wants that strong dollar for his tariffs to work.
Mm-hmm. He did.
You could technically sustain the dollar to 90.
Yeah.
If you want to have a strong dollar policy, you definitely need a dollar above 90. And really 95 is safer.
Mm.
So as long as we don't drop below 95, I think we're good here. You drop below 95, you start showing, major weakness in not only at this point the Trump White House trade war situation, but then it starts to look like the Fed policy isn't working either. With all the words of guaranteed stimulus ahead.
Yeah, it's an interesting weekend politically. People were furious at him for not killing more Iranians.
I know, right?
That was amazing. I had never, the clip that I saw of him, and I honestly don't follow the news very much because I don't trust anything they tell me. So why bother? I let you and V follow news. So, but the little interview I saw with him where he said, "Yeah, I asked the general how many people were going to die, and he told me 150, and I wasn't comfortable." I was like, I have never seen a president say anything like that. That was incredible.
Well, here's the thing.
That's like a new America, man.
Here's the thing. Remember when it was the three of us, me, you, and V, were on the show, and then I put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
I said that Iran is in bed with China and Russia, and they've already announced they're going to come to their aid if the U.S. does anything.
Mm-hmm.
Some people thought I was out to lunch, and they were like, "Where did you hear that at? How you know that?" All weekend long, it's been all over the mainstream news.
Wow.
China and Russia
They're listening, man.
backing the U.S. and announcing it in the open.
Yeah.
So remember, folks, those who have listened to me for the past many years, I've always said these things to you.
Mm-hmm.
Not only do the pulse waves lead the market 3 to 5 days out, but also when I give you breaking information, it also tends to lead the mainstream media news cycle.
Mm.
So it may take a few days for you to see it in the mainstream media, or it could take even longer, but you will hear it confirmed in the mainstream media.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's crazy. I
Yeah.
saw one little clip on YouTube. It was it was Tucker Carlson's speech from that night, and he was talking about mustache guy, the neocon with the mustache. What's that? Bolton. And it
Mm-hmm.
was remarkable. He was showing old footage of Bolton saying it should be the U.S. policy of regime change in Iran. And you're sitting there and you're going, now why don't any of my friends believe me when I say that attack on that tanker was a very high likelihood was a false flag attack? Meanwhile, you've got this one guy who is dying for war with Iran, has the president's ear, which is terrifying. It's just remarkable that more people don't see right through that. It's so obvious.
Yeah, it is. It
Request
is
on,
obvious.
yeah. It's like, come on, people, grow up.
Oh, you missed one before that. Before you go there,
Yeah.
someone had asked, "Is the Friday weekly pulse picks and trigger prices
Oh,
still good?"
yeah. Okay, go ahead.
And the answer to that is yes and no. The new sheet always supersedes the old sheet,
Mm-hmm.
but you'll find at times that the new sheet may reflect the same or similar data as the previous sheet.
Mm-hmm.
So always use your current sheet because that's going to be more more up to date and more accurate than Friday sheet.
Yeah.
This new one has been updated with current data. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm
that's
saying?
always the rule. If you look at the 4 phases of pulse wave trading, which we're going to be emphasizing more and more for our new members as a teaching tool, you always want to update your old orders using the new sheet. You always want to update your stop losses. If your current trade isn't in profit, update your stop using the current sheet. That's your first step. Unless you have a trade that is well into profit and you're using 2-bar Charlie to find the right price. But yeah,
Can't
that's
stress that enough.
yeah, it's kind
Man.
of just the general rule is that the newest sheets are always the most current information. All right, so GBTC, Lon was asking about this. Any thoughts on this? This is a Bitcoin. What would you call it? Is this an ETF?
Yeah, you could say that.
Sort of.
Give me just a second. I'll pull it up for you on my end as well and tell you what I got. All right, so let's see. BTC, is that what
No,
you said?
GBTC.
Oh, GBTC.
Yeah.
GBTC. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. That's a different file. Hold on. Let's take a look at this GBTC, which I do own for full disclosure. I'm long GBTC on my own. Let's see. All right, here we go. All right, GBTC. Okay, so GBTC right now is in a bull market, a well-defined bull market, has bullish momentum behind it. So this one, just like the Bitcoin, doesn't look like it's ready to do any kind of a correction right now. Um, no crash alerts, just rally alerts, and you have locked in bullish momentum. So this one, just like the Bitcoin, same thing.
Let's knock
This one
out
looks like
knock
go
out a
higher.
few cryptos while we're at it. Mark Benjamin
All right.
asking for ETH and LTC. We'll pull that up. Also XRP-BNB. We'll see if we get to them all. We'll do them in rapid succession.
Okay, so let's see.
We'll look at
Ethereum.
LTC. Is it out of the cloud? So why don't we pull up? We'll pull up ETH first.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead and do ETH. ETH is in a mature bull market as well, with bullish momentum behind it. However, you do have a weird signal. You hit a new low during the week, a new intraday low,
Mm-hmm.
and that sometimes can act as a springboard for another rally, a new leg up.
Oh.
So this one I'm going to still call the bull side of that,
Okay.
but you can't ignore that intraday price inflection point that was triggered during the week either.
Okay.
So just keep an eye out. Like as with any trade, always watch for the reversal. Always watch for the possible reversal, intraday reversals.
Mm-hmm.
Always, always, always. And you know where that intraday price inflection point is because it's on your sheet. The momentum
advanced
trigger
sheet,
or
yeah.
the mom trig, MOMTRIG on the advanced sheet, the mom trig.
Mm-hmm.
That's your intraday price inflection point. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I may have to change that to IPIP because it's the intraday price inflection
Yeah,
point.
should.
All right.
Yeah.
So watch that IPIP because it's key. All right. If triggered, all right, that's your first signal that you may want to get out of longs and, go ahead and take profit in that.
Mm-hmm.
If it closes below that, that's a key reversal signal, letting you know that the trend has changed or exhausted itself to the upside. Remember that. Remember that.
Mm.
That's your price, and that's your intraday price inflection point.
Cool.
All right.
So we're back on Litecoin now. This is still last week's. You can see. I don't even know if you can see that, Dex.
Yeah, I can.
You see that little? It's basically just a red line right now,
Yep.
right in the middle.
Bull market, bullish momentum still locked in with no negative alert signals.
All right, cool.
No crash alert signals of any kind. This one's locked and loaded.
Our next one was, let's go to XRP. Then we'll do BNB, bread and breakfast.
You said XRP.
XRP first. This is the Kraken chart.
All right, let's take a look at the.
Okay. So XRP had finally made it into Italy for a minute and got sent back to the beach. So it's been probing for weaknesses on the Italian border.
Oh boy!
But it got in this week, so that's interesting. I don't know when that. Here it is. It's the pointer from yesterday. It has a big pointer from yesterday.
Yeah. Okay. XRP is in a well-defined bull market as well. It hit a new intraday price inflection point last week. Again, those tend to act as a springboard for a rally, but you got to watch it because it could be a sign that the rally could be coming to an end or an exhaustion point. This, like the rest of them, watch those intraday price inflection points for a key that maybe a top is in right now, short-term top.
Okay.
So watch that intraday price inflection point.
And now BNB, which has been very, very bullish, continues to be pretty bullish.
BNB.
Binance coin.
Right. Why can't I find that? BNB. Is there another name on that? Hold on.
No, it's the Binance coin, BNB.
Yeah, I know that one. Hold on for a second. I don't see it on my report. So hold on 1 second. Let me find it. Oh, it's line 38. Okay, give me just a second. Missing on the report. So with that being said, let me come back here.
Well, while you're doing that, Mark Benjamin says he lives in New York. Me too. Actually, I know Mark doesn't live that far from me. What to do when Binance says no or VPN? Yeah, I don't think VPN's good. It's a good question. I don't think VPN's going to work because they're going to be looking for KYC. KYC is know your customer documentation. So VPN may work for something like a decentralized exchange, like their DEX, not our DEX, their DEX. So I don't think VPN's going to work. I think in terms of using Binance, we're not going to be able to use it in a little while. And actually, this time it's not just New York; it's the U.S. So they are coming out with Binance US. So we're hoping that they come out with Binance US very close to the time that they start kicking out US users. If that's not the case, probably have to use alternatives for a short period of time, something like Kraken or Poloniex. And so we'll be doing tutorials on how to move to those. Shouldn't interrupt us too much. It's a hassle because we like Binance. But also, I think outside of using decentralized exchanges, if you're going to be trading cryptos, it's going to be like trading anything else. You're either going to have to do it under an LLC or do it under your own name, and it's going to be reportable. So I know that's a bit of a bummer for those of you who like to stay under the radar with what you're doing, especially with cryptos. But if you're going to be trading them on a full-featured exchange, I think those wild west days are probably coming to an end, and I'm sure there will be alternatives out there, but you're gonna have to figure that out. So I think for now though the story with Binance shutting out U.S. users, essentially just gonna have to use alternatives for a while or use the Binance US that's coming out, which I'm sure is going to be a great platform. So
the U.S. wants their cut.
Yeah, man.
That's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
And for some odd reason, they're able to bully out of country and financial institutions and banks.
Well, especially someone like Binance who wants to be big, wants to be legit, wants to have good relationships with various nations. They're going to do what they got to do to play the game.
Yeah, but it just lets you know just how the connectivity how it works. Because banks that are not even part
right.
of this, they don't want to be sanctioned or cut off from the central bank mechanism.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
The central bank controls the flow of monies worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
It's worldwide, it's global. And they control the mechanisms.
Mm-hmm.
So they can freeze a country's assets.
Yep.
Cut off funding sources to individuals and countries.
Yeah, the day's going to come when cryptos in and of themselves are going to be something that we can use as a means of exchange, and that's really going to hurt them. That's where they're not going to be able to control it. So, but when it comes to trading, it's going to be like trading anything else. Think using Thinkorswim. Obviously, I mean that's a reporting platform. You got to do KYC to be on there. They got to know who you are and where you are and what you do. That's what it's going to be like if you want to trade cryptos on a serious platform that has a good amount of liquidity on it. It's just going to be the case very soon.
Well, the good news about it is you'll have access. You won't have to worry about your account being hacked or people stealing your wallet and stuff out of your wallet.
Yeah, that's one upside. Yeah,
that's a tremendous upside. I don't think people give that enough weight when they're making decisions like this. I mean, you're not a criminal, so you don't really have anything to hide per se, from working with a real exchange. It's just something just to think about as we move forward. I get it. I know, the concerns and everything, but just something to think about. Right. So anyway, BNB is locked in in a bull market. It's strong,
very strong.
No negative momentum or crash alerts to speak of. But like I said, with the other ones, you're gonna watch your IPIP just to see what happens.
You were looking at mid July as a time to watch out, just because of this vortex down here.
Yeah, because of the rampage and
still got a couple weeks there.
Possible vortex. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, nothing goes straight up or straight down. All right, it's usually a staircase effect. So, yeah, and you haven't had any real major correction since this rally began. So it's going to need to be tested. It's going to need to build a support base for the next leg up.
Yeah.
When will this happen? We have no idea. We're still trading what we see in the meantime.
Yeah, Bittrex. Angela brings up Bittrex. I don't know if U.S. users can use Bittrex anymore.
To my understanding, no.
Yeah, I don't think so. I liked Bittrex until they kicked me out. I don't know, but and the reason I'm saying I don't know is because I get kicked out of stuff because I'm in New York. So I don't know if it's New York or the U.S. Aaron is asking for oil. What ticker would you like for that, Dex? And then we're going to wrap it up.
Well, because it's futures and it's Sunday night, you got to use ticker QM.
I guess I got to add that one. Then I'm going to have a hamburger.
Now you're making me hungry.
Because I'm an American, and I'm a man, and I do what I want.
Uh-oh.
Here we go. I'm gonna toxically masculinely eat that hamburger. Here we go. I made like 50 hamburgers before, and it would hot dog. My wife buys the ones at BJ's.
We covered the oil before, but I'll go back.
No, I don't think we did. You might have talked about it, but I didn't pull it up.
Yeah, I talked about it. It's still in a well-defined bear market.
Mm-hmm.
You've had bullish momentum, but it's not in an official bull market yet. It's not even official. It's not even an official bear market correction. All it did was just set up for the next drop down, the next leg down. Now, if it continues to rally, once it gets to a certain point, then it can turn into a real official correction.
Mm-hmm.
And then you say, okay, we're in a bear market rally. This is not a bear market rally. This is considered a dead cat bounce until we get that official changeover, which has not come. So you still trade what you see, but don't forget you're in a bear market.
Mm-hmm. Here's a question from Paula really quick. Mark's asking about LLCs. Mark, if you go to remaincalm.net, you can set up an appointment with Mr. X. He can help you set up an LLC. It's not that expensive. Paula Morris, how do you do part? So let me pull this up and see what she's. How do you do a 2-bar Charlie on GBTC when you have a gap up over the weekend like this? Basically, do it just like you always do it.
GBTC is a different animal. We trade it and we accept that it is a different animal going into it.
Well, this hasn't gapped up yet though, because it's not trading yet.
Well, no, but it probably will. Is the point?
Mm-hmm.
See, the thing with GBTC is that it's not like a lot of other ETFs, ECNs, whatever. First of all, there's no viable options market at all. It doesn't have an options market. Second thing is it doesn't have extended trading hours. Third, it doesn't have pre-market trading hours either. So because of that, it's extremely limited, which means that you're going to be extremely limited in how you can move within the environment of that security. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, being that we're in a well-defined bull market in the Bitcoin, that will help.
Mm-hmm.
That will help, meaning that we shouldn't see too much damage on gap up and gap down situations,
mm-hmm.
but you do have to still, manage the position just like you would anything else.
Yeah.
What you got to do is you got to treat it as an illiquid security, like you would if you were trading illiquid securities, which I don't recommend anyone trade illiquid securities, but there are times like in this situation where you don't have another alternative. You don't really have a choice. So you have to assume some risk to play in that game.
So I guess is what she's saying is I'm trying to read between the lines. I mean, GBTC hasn't gapped up as far as I understand, but probably will tomorrow
right.
because of the move on Bitcoin. But here, for example, with the Bitcoin futures, which have gapped up. So let's say she's in a situation like this. I mean, you could still on the 4-hour use 2-bar Charlie, grab the indicators, but obviously the stop is going to be really, really far.
I think we need to use. I would feel more comfortable answering that question in a private.
Yeah. Okay.
Not on the internet like we are doing live right now. We'll probably have to include that in our private video series. But for now, let me just say this, Paula. This is what you would do, okay? And on days that it gaps up and you're long, all right, don't add any new positions. You don't add any new positions until the market pulls back and closes on a pullback. Then it's okay to go on and look to add to the position on the next trading session, if the situation presents itself. That's how you have to treat it, because if it gaps up like that, you're going to get those pullbacks. You don't want to buy those gaps. All right, so you've already in there. You already have a position built. You ride the position until the market has officially turned or it's officially turning. All right, so that's how you trade that.
Cool.
That's how you 2-bar Charlie that.
Very good. Angela's saying she's on the West Coast and Bittrex is still working for her. Thanks. That's very helpful. Probably a New York thing for me. Someone else I saw was saying we have about 80 days left. Yeah, it was John Andrew. So I didn't realize. Sometimes I confuse Bittrex and Bitfinex. So
I
yeah,
know the name sounds so
Bittrex.
similar.
Yeah. Bitfinex is the one that kicked me out a long time ago, and I think that was all U.S. So Bittrex is the one I had in mind. I didn't realize we had that much time left. Actually, I kept getting these emails telling me to empty my wallets. Any more clarification on that? Tag Dex in the room, Paula, and I'm sure he can help you find a good stop loss for that one.
Yeah, because I know what you're
Yeah.
saying, and so I would have. We're gonna do. Just remind me. Make a note, man.
Mm.
We need to do a tutorial series
Gaps.
on this on these gaps, like how to do the IPIP on the gap days like this,
Very cool.
especially on equities, because this is going to really apply mostly to equities that don't have the extended and pre-market trading mechanisms. Because like if you were trading something that did, then you can literally go in there in the extended hours or the pre-market and handle your business if you need to.
Very
You know what I'm
cool.
saying?
Yeah.
But this one you don't. You're just exposed.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, Dex. Thanks everybody for watching. We're gonna shut it down. And so thank you so much for watching, for liking and subscribing. We really appreciate that. And we'll see you guys Monday in the room. It's gonna be a cool week. I'm excited. Pulse Wave Trading is on the verge of our next steps in our new website, which I think our current members are going to really like. We'll be testing that out on all of you like guinea pigs in the near future.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, well, and don't fear not. We'll be doing our normal thing that we do right now via Slack. Slack's not going away. We're going to keep that chat room right where it is. But there's going to be some new features on our new website. And so we'll be adding all of you who are current subscribers. You'll get added to that automatically. And you get to be our new guinea pigs. Make sure all the stuff's working. But fear not. While we're doing that, we'll keep using all our stuff that we know is working so that there's no interruption. But we'll be testing that during the week. And hopefully it's going to be a lot of fun for all of us. So we'll see you guys in the room.
Crypto sheet is on the way.
Give
me like 2 minutes.
Yeah, you were saying everything up, and I posted this in the room, everything up to number 68 on the sheet is good to go. But there's going to be some, because of data issues outside of our control, there's going to be some of them are going to go away for a little while. So
yeah, until we can fix the data issue.
So you'll only have 68 cryptos to choose from. Oh my goodness.
I know.
Perish
Only 68. Wow, what are you ever going to do?
Some of you people trade weird stuff anyway.
Stuff that is the same price it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's funny. I had,
some of those.
I'll tell you this.
Zero volume.
I'll tell you this. My brother and I were holding on to a crypto for a while, forever, right? And I finally got out of it. Kung Fu talked me into doing to playing around with BTT. That's sort of my new fun crypto that I'm playing around with. And I got rid of this other one, and sure enough, man, it has rallied like mad since I got. I was holding that sucker, dude. I wrote that thing down for you. You'd die if I told you the loss that I had on this particular crypto because I was hodling it. So I got out when there was barely anything left, and I said to my brother, I was like, "Yeah, Paulie, I'm gonna go do this other thing." And he's like, "All right, man." 2-3 weeks later, he's like, "Dude, did you see this?" He's sending me charts. He's up like 60% in the last 20 days or whatever. So that always happens when you that's the fear. That's why people get stuck in these cryptos and trade them forever, because it's like all of a sudden some bit of news comes out and the thing goes through the roof and you go, "Oh man." At some point, it's like not even worth trading out of. It's because it's like psychologically,
I mean, yeah, some things are a longer term investment hold play.
You're not kidding.
It's just something fun that you did. You didn't bet the farm.
No, it didn't kill me.
Life savings in it.
Yeah.
It's just a little something that you did just to see what happens.
Nah, no big deal.
Yeah. So I get it.
All right, folks. Thanks so much for watching. Yes, James. I think I have an appointment with James, unless he's just talking about the broadcast. But yeah, see you guys. We'll be around tomorrow. Thanks for watching. We're gonna cue that sweet heavy metal music. Make sure you go to watch us trade.io. We'd love to have you join us in the room. And if you join now, you get the old price, which is the low price, the lowest price it will ever be, and you'll get that locked in for at least 6 months. So,
and don't forget what our motto is: bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can, give nothing back. And with that, I say peace. New sheets up already uploaded.
There you go. Thanks for watching. To sign up for one of our live trading demos or to just join the room so that you can get in and trade with Dex, go to watchustrade.io. Thanks.